Good morning, Sara.
Good morning, Spencer.
And how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's wonderful to be seeing you. As ever, we're going to be basically talking about this month's coffees and chocolates. And you've got a special new coffee, I think, for you guys. And we've got two stalwarts of chocolates to try. And we're also going to talk a little bit about why often when you have your cup of coffee in the morning, it comes with a saucer. And we're going to explain to you why chocolate is the reason why we have cups and saucers. So tell us a little bit about, this is a new coffee, I believe, for you.
It is a new coffee for us. It's the first time that we're featuring this coffee. This is Karora, which is a coffee from the Karongi district in the Western province in Rwanda. And it is a washed coffee of the Bourbon variety. So should we have a quick taste and then talk about...
Have a quick taste. Yeah, and we'll talk more about Rwanda, because I know you've got some great stories. I immediately get that sort of apricot, and it's sort of quite complicated. There's a lot wrapped up inside this. You've really got to sort of work to unpick it a bit, haven't you? But it's very creamy. It's got a lovely aftertaste too.
Yeah, definitely.
But definitely a little bit of apricot, and definitely takes your time to sort of work its way through. So tell us a little bit about the sisters who are...
Yes. So just like you said, Spencer, this is a new coffee for us. It's the first year that we're featuring this coffee, but we're very excited about it. It's been absolutely delicious. And this coffee is produced by the Karongi washing station and the contributing farmers to that washing station. And this washing station is owned by two sisters. So it's owned by Francine Niermana and Immaculée Makamana. And they took over their family farm a few years ago. And they turned that farm into a coffee plantation. And then they also started up the Karongi washing station, where they have, I think it's like 1,022 contributing farmers currently for their washing station. And a large majority of those are women. So I think according to their own website, it's about 77% of those farmers are women that contribute to this coffee. And I asked our green buyer, Jamie, a little bit more about this coffee. And she talks a lot, or she often talks about Rwanda and kind of the climate there. And she says that this is a really good example of these types of female-led kind of farming or like producing initiatives, where a lot of females or women from that survived the genocide have now started up their own businesses, like their own farms, which is fairly rare in the Western in Western Africa.
I think that is true. I think I think coffee and to an extent chocolate too, in bits of West Africa, have done an amazing job in supporting women's livelihoods. I mean, we have it a little bit in Virunga, which was originally coffee and then it became chocolate. But there is the Femme de Virunga, who Philip Kaufman and original deans have been supporting now for over 2 decades. So I think anything where you can sort of see the women on it. I mean, in Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. So the chocolate, the first chocolate we're going to have is actually by Moka. If you focus on West Africa, they actually started in Cameroon. Mark started in Cameroon. This one is actually from a Bokfa in Ghana. And when you actually see inside the packaging, one of the things you will sort of see is that there is a lady chocolate maker inside there, chocolate farmer inside there. But actually, it's much more male dominated. Although, the POC, the people who basically sort of get the payment for the chocolate in Ghana, they are often women too. But it's not like Rwanda, it's not like Virunga, where there are far more women involved. But anyway, let's try some of this chocolate. So this is a dark milk, as we sort of said, made in the States by Mark from Moka. And there you go. Have a little bit of it. We'll give it a go. Get your snap. Yeah, get the snap. Do you want a good sniff? It's got sort of quite a toffee nose, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's giving it that, but when we taste it, we were sort of saying before that we both sort of, I don't think it'll last through Christmas, but there is some sort of nutmeggy, almost cinnamony spices, and it literally is just milk, cocoa, butter, a little bit of sugar, and just the cocoa mass, which has sort of made this. But it definitely has that sort of nutty and sort of spicy notes to it. Let's try it with the chocolate. Let's try it with the coffee and see what happens. So it's strange. It sort of mellows out the coffee quite a lot, but it also makes it even more sort of direct, I think.
I think it definitely makes the cup like kind of silkier, like it just becomes like a super nice mouthfeel together, like the coffee and the chocolate. And I think this was for me quite like a cooked apricot or like a dried apricot rather than a fresh one at the start.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of mellowed out a little bit now with the chocolates.
It's a lovely combination.
Because I thought this had like kind of a date-like sweetness almost. I think now with the coffee, it's just kind of, both have kind of mellowed out in like a very nice
Yeah, it's like a sort
way.
of nice, gentle swim.
Yeah, exactly. And it's definitely more lingering, I think,
it's
now.
very
with
silky.
Yeah.
Lovely. So this chocolate is by the great Jan Willem and Ewald, who are there looking very fine in their sort of coats and everything in their olfactory, because they've moved since they won the Golden Bean, which is the sort of leading chocolate prize from the Academy of Chocolate. They didn't win it for this bar, they won it for a slightly different bar, but all of their bars are beautifully made. You're always going to get 2 of them too, which is fantastic. So this is actually from Venezuela, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of it there.
Thank you very much.
A little bit of nice sound. So this is a dark bar, 71. Again, lots of nuts. But again, it's got some of that spicy notes.
Oh, yeah.
In the after, the second sort of set of tastes, I definitely get, on top of the nuts, more of the spices.
I also feel like this does have a little bit more of like there's like a berry thing in there or something, which you can also get from Kurungi. And it's common from coffees in the area as well to have this kind of apricot-y thing
It's
with
definitely
like
bringing
slightly
out some
bright.
of the berry notes in the coffee now, I think, far more. Delicious. Another piece?
Sure. How come it says zesty Venezuela? Is it a zesty chocolate?
I think they just decided that it was going to be a bit zesty in its spiciness. It actually sort of comes from a small farm. They're wonderful on the back. They have this sort of QR code which will take you to it too. But this is Gisari cacao, and it's basically made in the Perija Mountains, which I'm sure I butchered there too. But they believe it's quite sort of lively and zesty, which I think I would definitely can agree with. It is often quite complicated to get Venezuelan cacao, so hats off to the team at Heinde Verre, near and far, for getting this. But they did do very, very well.
It's a really nice texture as well of this.
Yeah, their bars have got, I mean, both I think have got lovely textures, but
I feel like definitely eating this with the coffee, I can taste more of the color. Like it does become like a little bit more of that.
sort of zesty purple.
Exactly.
The royal purple. No,
It's like a little berry, still very nice and sweet.
no. So before we move on to the espresso, what we thought we would do is we would talk a little bit about why we now drink with cups and saucers and not just with bowls. And so I mean, now, you know, most people would assume if you go around and have tea, you might have it in a mug, but you're just as likely to have it in a cup and a saucer. Same thing with coffee. You know, if you go to Proof Rock, you used to get this wonderful blue, but you still go and get these wonderful cups and saucers. Now, the history to the cup and saucers actually sort of quite interesting, because obviously, you know, the first people who really sort of drank hot beverages, the Chinese would claim that was them, but they would drink it out of bowls. And then obviously the Turks drank lots of coffee, and they also drank it out of bowls. So the interesting question is, well, where did we get this idea of a cup and a saucer from? And it appears to be actually from chocolate. So what happened is that chocolate, when it first comes to Europe, after people figure out what to do with it, it's drunk quite a lot in churches because it's something you can have on fasting days, and it fills you up without breaking the fast because there's no animal product in it. It was just made with water at that point. And then people really get into it as a taste, and it moves from the church to, believe it or not, actually people start having it as a sort of breakfast in bed. So if you look at lots of sort of, you know, 17th, 18th century pictures, and you look carefully at what the lady is having in bed, it's often a cup of hot chocolate. Now, as you can well imagine, if you just have a bowl, unless you're very careful, especially given that hot chocolate's much thicker, you've got to be really careful not to spill any of it on your sheets, especially before you've got washing machines. And so, separately, both in Spain and in France, towards the end of the 17th century, you basically get this idea of cups and saucers. And in particular, this idea here of basically having an indentation so it won't slip around as much, and we'll throw in the video a few pictures of this too. But basically in Spain, it's by the Duke of Mancera, who basically comes up with this idea. But in France, it goes by the wonderful name of trembleuse, which is basically trembling. So if you're trembling a bit for various reasons in bed, you don't want to spill the chocolate all over. So you have it in a saucer. And so that is now why we drink with cups and saucers. It's all to do with basically having your hot chocolate in bed as a treat in the morning, but not messing up their bed sheets.
I mean, I can get bored with that. That sounds wonderful.
There we go. Great baristaing, Sara.
Thank you very much.
So which chocolate would you like to start with, the dark chocolate or the milk chocolate?
Yeah, I think
the dark. That's what I was hoping you were going to sort of say. So this time I'll make certain that I do sort of give you a nice big piece to have a quick go at. A good sniff, nice snap. That has a lovely aftertaste to it though, that coffee.
Yeah, I really think you get more of the berry notes now in the espresso, which is quite common. Just gets it like a little bit brighter, a little bit more intense.
Well, I'm getting more of the zesty notes that you highlighted here from the Venezuelan.
Yeah, it definitely brings that out, I think, in the chocolate. Having the espresso with it instead of the filter. It's really lovely.
That's a fantastic combination.
Yeah, definitely like a bit brighter, but you still get the lovely texture.
I'm definitely going to get more of those nutty notes. Well, can't wait now to try the mocha. Again, very creamy. Again, I'm getting that sort of cashew, nutty, a bit more green maybe.
Oh, wow. It's really different now.
Really, really different. You definitely get what you were describing, more of the spice, that nutmeg, that mace. You do definitely get the cinnamon now. You definitely get the cinnamon.
Yeah, I think so.
That's amazing. I don't know where you get the cinnamons coming from, but
I really feel like we're getting, much more of that, like that type of, again, Christmassy kind of berry notes in this one as well. If it was more like maybe dates before, now I think it's more of like a fresh, I don't know, like it's
it is
fresher,
it's
zestier.
It is zesty. It is. But I mean, the coffee is fantastic. This espresso is, and it's brilliant how versatile it is that you can both do the filter and you can do the espresso.
So just like we normally would recommend, you can do espresso. Just maybe adapt your recipe a little bit to get the most of it, because then you get this kind of like berry-like, slightly more intense brightness in the coffee.
I think we described the filter as being a little bit sort of more sensuous and a bit more supple and a bit more silky, whereas this is a little bit more direct, but it's absolutely fantastic.
I actually think this is starting to taste a little bit more purple now as well, now that we're drinking it with the
we've definitely got both of them going a bit
espresso,
purpley.
yeah.
So which one are you going to have a second piece of?
Oh, good.
Or both?
Good question. I think I'm going to go this one. Oh, actually, I have my second piece here, don't I? That's another benefit of the
Another benefit of the saucer.
the
So not
saucer.
only does it not sort of, it doesn't allow you to sort of soil your sheets with sort of stains of coffee or hot chocolate, but also you can put them there.
Delicious. Really nice long finish as well.
Well, thank you so much again. And we may have some exciting news to be announcing about some courses that we're going to be doing, which we'll probably announce either next week or soon.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward. It'll be very exciting. Sarah's been working on some great courses with James. We're looking forward to talking to you about those. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
See you soon.